Little Laubi Featherfluff, the real rainbow treasure. It was a fresh, bright morning on the colourful farm, the kind of morning where everything sparkled after the rain. Tiny puddles shimmered like mirrors in the sunshine. Birds chirped joyfully, and the grass glistened. Laubi Featherfluff, the curious little chick, waddled out of the cosy barn. He squinted into the dazzling light, wonder shining in his eyes. And then he saw it. A glowing rainbow stretched across the sky, arching like a magical bridge made of pure colour. Laubi gasped. His heart was skipping with excitement. "Wow! I wonder where the rainbow ends," he chirped. "Maybe I'll find a treasure there." And just like that, Laubi set off, his little feet splashing through puddles, eyes wide with adventure. At the edge of the forest, a friendly red snout poked out from the bushes. It was Lulu Cleverpaw, the cheerful little fox. "Hello, Laubi." "Where are you off to?" Lulu asked, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. Laubi told her all about the magnificent rainbow and the treasure he hoped to find. Lulu smiled brightly. "That sounds like an amazing adventure. Count me in." Together, they followed the rainbow's colourful stripes, which looked like a vibrant ribbon dancing in the sky. Their path wound through the sunny meadow, past shimmering puddles and tall trees, as the rainbow seemed to lead them onward. Soon they came upon a small turtle, Tilda, who was stuck upside down in a puddle. Her little legs wiggled helplessly in the air, her shell slipping on the wet ground. "Oh dear, can you help me?" Tilda cried. Laubi gently slid his beak under her shell, while Lulu held her steady with soft, careful paws. Together they carefully flipped her over. Tilda blinked, then beamed with joy. "You are my heroes. Thank you so much. Without you, I would have been stuck forever." With a happy wobble, she continued on her way. A shared smile warmed their hearts, and the two friends continued on their way. Next, they reached a big apple tree. Underneath sat a little squirrel named Emile. His cheeks were wet with tears. His precious stash of nuts and berries had been washed away by the rain, now floating in puddles all around him. "My food! It's all floating away," he sobbed. Laubi thought quickly. He grabbed a big leaf, turning it into a tiny boat. Lulu used her nimble paws to scoop up the floating berries. Together they worked as a perfect team. In no time they had saved Emile's food. "Oh, you saved me! I thought I'd lost everything." Emile's eyes shone with deep gratitude, and he chattered with relief. "You're the best friends I've ever had." He waved his tiny paw as they continued their journey. With their hearts light from helping their new friend, they continued onward. A faint buzzing sound soon caught their attention. A little bee named Bella was sitting by the roadside. Her wings were still wet and heavy from the storm. She looked tired and lost, her antennae drooping. "I can't fly and find my beehive," she buzzed sadly, her voice barely a whisper. Without a moment's hesitation, they sprang into action. Laubi found soft flower petals to make a cozy towel. Lulu gently blew warm air to dry Bella's delicate wings. Soon, Bella's wings began to flutter. She zipped into the air with a joyful buzz. "Thank you both. I'll tell all my bee friends about your kindness." Laubi and Lulu waved as Bella flew away, watching her disappear into the sky. Then Laubi turned to Lulu and said, "You know, I feel really lucky we got to help all those animals." Lulu smiled gently. Me too. It made me so happy to see them smile again. Their hearts felt light and full, not just from the journey, but from the pure joy of giving. Helping others had been more wonderful than they could have ever imagined. At last, they reached the place where the rainbow seemed to touch the earth. The light shimmered all around them, colours danced on the leaves, and the ground twinkled with drops of rain. Laubi held his breath, his little heart beating faster. The rainbow ended just behind a big mossy rock. Tiny droplets of water in the moss sparkled like hundreds of magical diamonds in the sunlight. It was so beautiful. It looked exactly like the place they had imagined a treasure would be hidden. They couldn't see what was behind the rock, and that made their hearts race even faster. It looked like the perfect hiding place. Lulu's ears perked up, her eyes glimmering with hope. "The treasure must be just behind it," she whispered. Laubi nodded with excitement. Together they crept forward, slowly, carefully. They stepped around the mossy rock. Lulu's ears perked up. Her eyes scanned the clearing. "Do you think it's buried?" she whispered. Laubi tiptoed forward, peeking behind a log. Lulu circled around the edge of the glade, gently brushing aside leaves with her paws. They both searched every corner of the glowing space. The rainbow shimmered so brightly above them, it felt like something magical just had to be there. Laubi's feathers fluffed with anticipation. Lulu's heart was full of wonder and hope. They stepped together into the center of the clearing. Laubi's eyes scanned every corner. He looked left, then right. Nothing. He checked again. Still nothing. There was no treasure chest, no pile of gold, just a quiet patch of wet grass. Laubi looked at Lulu. Then he laughed. "You know what? We didn't find gold, but we found something even better." Lulu nodded. "Yes, we made new friends. We helped others. We shared joy." "That's the real treasure," Laubi chirped. Their hearts were warm and full as they began their walk home. The rainbow slowly disappeared behind them, fading gently into the evening sky. The sun was going down, painting the sky with shades of orange, pink, and soft purple. A few golden rays peeked through the trees as the shadows grew longer. Laubi and Lulu walked side by side into the sunset, their footsteps soft on the damp earth. They laughed happily, retelling the funny moments from their journey and remembering all the kind animals they had helped. Laubi chirped, "I still can't believe we dried Bella's wings with flower petals." Lulu giggled, "And Emil's leaf boat idea was brilliant. I've never seen a squirrel that excited before." They paused at the top of a little hill and looked back. The glow of the rainbow had completely faded, but the memory of its colours stayed bright in their hearts. Their paws and feet were a little muddy, their hearts full, and their smiles wide. It had been a magical day they would always remember. Back at the farm, Laubi and Lulu looked at each other and smiled. They knew that the greatest treasure isn't something you hold, it's something you give. Kindness, friendship, joy. And with that, their colourful day came to a perfect end. Laubi goes at the
the sky, a rainbow arching way up high. Let's find the treasure bold and bright. Lulu giggles, that feels right. Gold may sparkle from afar, gleaming like a distant star, but treasures true are easy to trace in kindness that lights up every face. Tilda struggled, feeling small. Emil's food was lost in all. Bella buzzed, her wings weighed down. Laubi and Lulu turned things around. Gold may sparkle from afar, gleaming like a distant star, but treasures true are easy to trace. It feels just right. Gold may sparkle from afar, gleaming like a distant star, but treasures true